Hey everyone, Big Bird Big Daddy here, and I would like to thank all of you for helping me get to 100 subscribers. It truly means a great deal to me, and I'm very appreciative for all your support. You guys are the best, and I love you guys. So I thought I'd bring you all a 100 subscriber special battle. Is that even English? But and a little backstory before we start. I was searching around for other YouTubers who I would like to ask for a battle. And I came across one named SuperMarioPoke, who you guys might know. And he's currently hosting a Monoregion tournament right now, which I'm not in. But I decided to ask him, would you be willing to have a Monoregion battle with me, a fun one, for my special? And he said, okay, I'll throw together some 6 pokes or whatever, and we'll get started. So, and for this battle, I decided to make 6 Pokemon with rather unique movesets, and the Pokemon themselves don't necessarily go well together as a team, but you know, I decided to pick some favorites of mine. I picked, well, for those of you who don't know, I like Kanto because Snorlax and Zapdos are in Kanto, so I thought I'd make those two a priority on my team. And you know, I added the 3 starters, and then I added Pikachu because, you know, he was the mascot of of Pokemon. So, you know, they all have rather unique movesets that no one's really seen before. And Pikachu doesn't have Light Ball because it hasn't been released yet. I don't like to use unreleased Pokemon really, so let's get started. I started with a Pikachu. He led with his, Bisharp. I make a sub. And he goes Sucker Punch. I have Focus Punch on this thing, and I should have gone for it. But I thought he'd switch out for whatever reason. I'm predicting that. So I set up another sub as he goes for a Pursuit. And now Pikachu's really low. So I set up a sub predicting another Sucker Punch, and he does go for it. So now I'm just going to go for a T-Bolt and finish off the Bisharp. So Pikachu is doing some work here. And he's at really low now. So he brings in the Fire Monkey dude, and he goes for Grass Knot and gets the Static. And he was like, what? Grass Knot's a special move. How does that work? But now I go into I Am the Tie, and I go for a sub. And he goes for a Grass Knot. I thought he might switch out fearing a Water-type move. He gets paralyzed here, and I go for Miracle because I thought he'd go for Grass Knot, but he got paralyzed. So he's going to switch out now, and as I go for the sub. And he goes into this thing. I'm like, oh, this thing has Whirlwind, doesn't it? So I'm just going to go for a Focus Punch or whatever. And he doesn't go for Whirlwind, so I guess he doesn't have it. And I go for the Focus Punch, and that does, like, nothing. Because this Blastoise doesn't have any investment in attack whatsoever. So I can't do anything. I need to switch out and go to Big Bird. As he goes for a Toxic, which was terrible. But this is a rather special Zapdos. As you'll see, he switches into Toxicroak, and I go for the Wild Charge. You're like, what? This is a physical Zapdos. And I'm going to switch out and go to Venusaur as he goes into his Cobalion. And he's going to switch out and go into his Fire Monkey thing as I go for a Curse. And this is a Curse Venusaur. Isn't that cool? And I have Nature Power on this thing. And the reason I have Nature Power over Earthquake is because Nature Power has more PP, and Nature Power and Wi-Fi turns into Earthquake, so that's pretty cool. And I go for Power Whip here. That doesn't do anything, even after a Curse, because this thing is bulky. Like, I don't know. This thing is crazy defensive. So I go into Zapdos to take the Brave Bird, and that's going to do a decent amount, I guess. But I don't know what to do here. I thought he might switch out, so I went for Steel Wing, and that doesn't do anything, and he gets a Roost off. So I'm just like, oh man. So now I'm gonna Roost, as because I don't want the Zapdos to die. It's pretty much a counter to this thing, as he goes for a Tailwind. So that's pretty interesting. He's gonna switch out and go back to his Toxicroak, predicting Wild Charge, but I switch out into Snorlax. And he's going to switch out and go into Cobalion. And I'm going to switch out and go into Venusaur, predicting that. So that was a pretty awesome set of switches. So he's going to switch out again and go into this thing. As I go for Nature Power, but it doesn't affect it. And I'm going to switch out, go into Zapdos to take the Brave Bird. And he does take the Brave Bird. And this thing is like the bane of my existence. I don't know what to do with this thing. I don't have any status moves on any of my Pokemon. They're pretty much all offensive, which is pretty funny. But he's going to go for the Tailwind here. And I'm going to go for the Wild Charge. But he switches out into Cobalion. And that's not going to do very much. And I don't know what he wants to do here, but I don't want to stay in and take a Stone Edge. So I'm going to go into Charizard as he goes for a Swords Dance. So I'm like, oh man. But this Charizard isn't Dragon Dance. It's Swords Dance, Substitute, Fire Fang, and I think Focus Punch. So he's going to miss his first Stone Edge, and which is very unfortunate because I'm able to get some good damage on it. And now I just let Charizard die. So now he goes into his bird thing as I go into Venusaur again, and Nature Power doesn't hit, which is fortunate. So I go back into Blastoise to take the Brave Bird, and it's not going to do very much. And there's a lot of switching in this battle. It's very long. He goes for a Toxic and misses, and I go for a Skull Bash. And he got hacks pretty bad in this battle. There's a lot of hacks. He misses Toxic again as I go for the Skull Bash. And now I don't want to stay in and take a Toxic, so I go into Zapdos. He goes for a Toxic again. Obviously, that won't hit because I'm already poisoned. So I'm going to go for the Roost here as he switches out into this thing, Frog Dude. Seismitoad, that's its name. And I'm going to get all my health back, or almost all of it. I'm going to switch out fearing, I don't know what I was fearing, but I go into Venusaur, and he goes for the Rain Dance, so this is a Swift Swim one. He goes for Hydro Pump and misses, but then I miss my Power Whip. So he goes for Hydro Pump again. Because I'm specially invested in defense, I'm going to take that okay. I'm going to go for Power Whip, and I'm going to kill it. So that's one dude out the way. So he's going to go into his Jellicent now. As I go for a Power Whip. I thought I might be able to kill, but he lives, and he gets a Will-O-Wisp off. Which is okay, because I have Rest on this Venusaur. But you know, I don't want to use it yet just in case he brings in Cobalion, because this is pretty much my only counter to it left. So he brings in this bird dude, and I'm going to switch out here and go into Zapdos to take the Brave Bird, and I do take it rather well. He gets a crit, but now I need to get my health back, so I believe I go for Roost here, yes, to get my health back. And I don't know what this thing wants to do. He might go Swords Dance, he might go Stone Edge, but I'm going to think he might go Swords Dance. But he goes for the Stone Edge instead. And that's really unfortunate because I'm not going to kill, and I'm going to die to Recoil. So I've lost one of my only counters to that bird thing. So I go back into Venusaur, and I go for Nature Power not to overpredict. And he switches back into this bird thing. I need to know what this name is, the name of this bird. But I go for a Curse here, because I think I can take a Brave Bird. And I take one, but that was a mistake because I'm going to die to Burn. And what I really should have done was gone for the Rest. And that was unfortunate. I didn't want to go for it because he might have brought Cobalion back in and set up a Swords Dance and then swept the rest of my team. I didn't want that to happen. So now I go into Snorlax as he gets poisoned. And this Snorlax was an absolute beast for me in this battle. So I go for another Curse. This is Curselax, but with a very unique move that probably most of you don't know it can learn. So he's going to switch out. He's going to go into Jellicent, and I go for the Outrage. Yeah, because Snorlax is angry that he got poisoned, so he wants to kill anything in his path. So he brings in this bird thing to hit me with a Brave Bird. Doesn't do much. I go for an Outrage, and that doesn't do very much. So, you know, we're at a stalemate here a little bit. And I need to get a Rest off right now, or else I'm going to lose Snorlax. So I'm going to get confused. No, I'm not. I'm going to get the Rest off. Isn't that awesome? So I'm going to get all that health back. And he's going to withdraw and go into his Cobalion. And I do have Sleep Talk, so I'm going to go for it, and I get the Outrage, which was key, or else this thing would have killed my Snorlax, and things would have been very troublesome for me. So he goes back into his bird thing now, and I'm going to get my Sleep Talk, and I'm going to Sleep Talk Rest, which doesn't help me at all, because I'm already sleeping, as you can see. So I wake up now, and go for a Curse, because there's nothing he can really do if he doesn't have Whirlwind. And all he can do is Toxic me, because that's the only thing that it can really do. So I'm going to set up another Curse, so I'm at +4, I believe, attack and defense. And his Brave Bird isn't going to do, like, anything. And I'm going to go for the Outrage, see how much +4 does. And it does a little over half, which is really disappointing. But the Snorlax isn't invested in attack. It's mostly all in, I think I have 4 in attack, or no, most are in special defense, and I think it's split between HP and defense. So there's like none in attack, which if I had attack investment, I probably could have killed this thing a lot earlier instead of being stally like this. So this part of the match is very, very stally, because it's basically him Brave Birding me and Toxicking me getting curses and rests off, and trying to hit him with an Outrage. And I apologize for this part. It's going to be really stally. But, you know, during this part, I'll tell you my Pokemon's movesets. Pikachu had, you know, Life Orb and... what is it called? Substitute, Focus Punch, Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Ice. This Snorlax has Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Outrage. And it gets Outrage, I believe, from an egg move. I forgot who it learns it with, but he does get Outrage if you check it out. And Zapdos is a purely physical Zapdos, 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 HP, I think, or 4 special defense, with Drill Peck, Wild Charge, Steel Wing, and Roost. And let's see, Blastoise is interesting. I don't have any water moves on it. It has Substitute, Focus Punch, Skull Bash, and Mirror Coat. And that's pretty interesting, because I was thinking, you know, that'd be cool. Set up a sub, and then when an opponent uses a special type move, you know, Mirror Coat and do double the damage or something, right? So that's what I was thinking when I was making it. And again, this was supposed to be a fun match, but it turned out to be really, really long. As you can see, we're still stalling out here. So I'll keep going. Charizard has Substitute, Swords Dance, Focus Punch, Fire Fang. And who else? I think that's it. I think I said them all. Oh, Venusaur has Curse, Power Whip, Nature Power, which turns into Earthquake and Wi-Fi, and Rest. And it doesn't have any attack investment either. I believe it's kind of like a Curse Lax, where max special defense and split EVs between HP and defense. So those are all my Pokemon. As you can see, they're rather different. I thought I'd do something fun. That's why I made them for fun. Not like I would use them competitively, really, but I might. It might be fun to like totally mess with people. But now we're getting to the home stretch here. I go for Outrage again. This is his last guy, and by now he's pretty much he needs to get to good health and then somehow Toxic Stall me while I'm doing ridiculous amounts of damage with Outrage. And if this thing were defensively bulky, it would have been dead a long time ago, probably. But I go for the Outrage now, and I'm going to kill it. So that was a great game, SuperMarioPoke. I'm sorry about all the hacks you got. It's really unfortunate, but what are you going to do? It's you can't control that, but he was a good sport about it, and you guys need to go check out his channel because he's awesome, and he's he's a really cool guy. He took it pretty well. He raged a bit, but he's a good guy. So go check him out and like console him or whatever, because that's pretty terrible. He got hacked pretty bad. But outraged Snorlax, right? What do you guys think of that? Isn't that cool? But yeah, so a little update on what's going on the next week or two. I'm gonna be a little busy. My sister's getting married soon, and it's really stressful because I'm helping out with the wedding, and there's all these things I need to do. So video uploads might be like once a week for the next 2 weeks. So I apologize ahead of time if I don't upload a lot, but you know, family comes first, right? This is just a hobby. Yeah, and what's it called? A friend of mine, 6 Foot Hacksome, he does this series called Your Black and White Battle, where he has his viewers make up movesets for Pokemon, and then he picks 6 of them and he makes a team out of them somehow, I guess. He throws them together into the fray, and he battles somebody using their moveset. So I was thinking I might do something like that. If you guys would be interested in that, leave a comment and tell me if that sounds like something that could be fun and you might want to enjoy watching, because he gets pretty good responses from his videos. So I told him, you know, that I might want to do that, and he said it was cool with him. So let me know in the description below. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.